Hello everyone, welcome to my channel A Square Academy. Today in this video, we are going to see functional dependencies in DBMS. So what is functional dependencies? So basically this was introduced by E.F. Codd, and why there is a need to study functional dependency? So here we study functional dependency because it helps to maintain the quality of data in the database. To maintain the quality of database, we are using the concept of functional dependency. And basically, it is very important to find the difference between the good and bad database design. Okay, to find the difference between good and bad database design, this functional dependency plays a vital role. Okay, and to study the normalization, we first must have the knowledge of what is functional dependencies. Okay, so basically what is functional dependencies? It is nothing but a method which is used to describe relationship between the attributes of a table. Okay, relationship between the attributes of a table, we make use of functional dependency. Okay, how it is denoted? It is denoted as x goes to y. This arrow is indicating functional dependency. Okay, x goes to y. Now what is x and what is y? Okay, here x is a set of attribute that is capable of determining the value of y. Okay, so basically here with the help of this x, we are going to determine the value of y. So what x is called as? X is called as determinant and y is called as dependent. Y is dependent on the determinant x. Okay. Now let's see this example. This is the employee table. You all can see this employee table, right? And it is having some attributes like employee ID, employee name, employee address. Okay, these are the three attributes and these are the values present in this table. So here I can say employee ID, attribute of the employee table, can uniquely identify the employee name, right? Here employee ID can uniquely identify employee name. Like 101 is the employee ID. It can uniquely identify Amar. Similarly, 102 can uniquely identify Akbar. 103 can uniquely identify Amar. Right? So here with employee ID, we can tell the employee name associated with it. Right? Obviously, if I say employee ID 101, so I can say the name associated with the employee ID 101 like Amar. Yes, or it may be Amar whose employee ID is 103. So here we write functional dependency as employee ID goes to employee name. Right? Employee ID goes to employee name. So here we see employee name is functionally dependent on employee ID. Okay, what we are saying here, employee name attribute is functionally dependent on employee ID. That's why here employee ID is determinant and employee name is dependent. Okay. Now you have come to know what is the meaning of functional dependency. That is nothing but it tells us the association between the attributes of your table, right? Now let's see valid and invalid functional dependency. Okay, what is the meaning of valid functional dependency and what is the invalid functional dependency? Okay. Now just see this example over here. You can see employee ID goes to employee name. Okay, that means what? Employee name is functionally dependent on the employee ID, right? Now suppose we are having here the employee name as Amar and Amar. These are the two names, okay? Amar and Amar. So here there is a confusion. What type of confusion is over here? whether these two name are of same employee or of different employee, whether these two name are same employee or different employee. Then how the confusion is cleared? Here, the confusion is cleared with the help of the determinant attribute. And what is the determinant attribute over here? Employee ID is the determinant attribute. So obviously, the call is given to whom? The employee ID, right? So basically, these are the employee IDs for the employee names. Okay. Now here you can see 101 and 103. These are the two different employee IDs, right? 101 determines Amar as well as 103 determines Amar. So though their name are same but the IDs are different. IDs are different. So obviously here 101 is uniquely identifying this Amar and 103 is uniquely identifying this Amar. Okay. So this type of functional dependency is a valid functional dependency. Is a valid functional dependency. Clear guys? Now let's see the another case over here. Again I am having what the determinant variable, determinant attribute as the employee ID and the dependent attribute as the employee name. Okay, that means what employee name is functionally dependent on the employee ID. Now again I am having here Amar and Amar. Again there is a confusion over here whether these are the same employee name or different employee name. Then the call is given to employee ID. Right? Let's see what happens over here. Now see, this is what the case over here. You can see 101 and 101. So here you can see the employee ID is same in both the records over here. Right? Employee ID is same. And again the dependent variable value is what? Same. 101 determines Amar. Again 101 determines Amar. So basically here there might be a scenario that by mistakenly the data might have been written twice. Okay. Double time the data might have been written. But the thing is what? 101 is uniquely identifying Amar. Again 101 is uniquely identifying Amar. So this is a valid functional dependency. This is a valid functional dependency. Okay. Next. Now see the next case over here. Again employee ID determines employee name. Okay. So again here I am having values like Amar and Akbar. Since the names are different, so there is no confusion. Obviously the names are different, right? So here let's see what is the employee ID over here. So here you can see 101 determines Amar and 102 determines Akbar, right? So this is a valid functional dependency. Clear? Now let's see the another case. Employee ID determines employee name. The values what I am having here is nothing but Amar and Akbar, right? Amar and Akbar. Obviously the names are different over here. Now let's see what is there into the employee ID. This is what there into the employee ID. You can see here 101 and 101. Here 101 is determining Amar. Again 101 is determining Akbar. Is this possible guys? 101 is not uniquely determining any of the values over here. Neither it is uniquely determining Amar nor it is determining Akbar. So this is not a valid functional dependency. Okay. 101 if it is determining Amar, then in the entire table it must determine Amar only. 101 must have Amar as the value. Okay. But here this is not the case. The second record over here 101 is determining Akbar. So none of the record is uniquely determined over here. So this particular case is an invalid functional dependency. Now next is what we are going to see the types of functional dependency. Okay. So there are two types of functional dependency which we are going to see today. That is nothing but trivial functional dependency and non-trivial functional dependency. Okay. Now let's see what is the meaning of trivial functional dependency. Okay. Trivial functional dependency. Okay. So here X determines y has trivial functional dependency if y is a subset of x. Okay, so any functional dependency to be a trivial functional dependency, there is a condition over here that if x goes to y, then y is the subset of x. Okay, if x goes to y, then y is the subset of x. This is the first necessary condition for a trivial functional dependency. Okay, the other condition is what? The intersection. If we take the intersection of these two, okay, determinant and dependent, though it is never an empty set. It is never an empty set. Okay, this is the second situation over here. And the third thing is what? Trivial functional dependency is always valid. We have seen just now that what is the valid and invalid functional dependencies. Okay, so basically when we talk about trivial functional dependency, then it is always a valid functional dependency, right? So let's see here, x determines y, or we can say x goes to y, has trivial functional dependency if y is a subset of x. Okay, and the other way we can also have trivial functional dependency as x goes to x and y goes to y. These are also the trivial functional dependency. You right? And the other one is here x y. Okay? The set of x and y goes to x is also a trivial functional dependency. Okay? Just the thing is what? We have to make sure that the intersection of the determinant and dependent is never an empty set. Is never an empty set. We will see the example for trivial functional dependency. Okay. See this example over here. From the employee table, we can say employee ID, employee name, implies employee ID. ठीक है, employee ID, right? Employee ID and employee name implies employee ID is a trivial dependency. Okay. This dependency is said to be as trivial dependency. How? Let's see here. If we take, here we say what? Employee ID is the subset of employee ID and employee name. Obviously, we can see from this particular set, the employee ID can be subset, right? That's why the first condition is satisfied over here. The second thing is what? When we take the intersection of these two, determinant and dependent, then it is not empty, right? When we take the intersection of these two, determinant and dependent, then it is not empty. So obviously here you can see this is what the intersection over here, right? So here I have taken the intersection of determinant and dependent, and the value what I am getting is nothing but employee ID. That means what? It is not equal to an empty set. Clear guys? That's why here we say trivial functional dependency. The necessary condition we must always know over here, the dependent, whatever dependent we are taking, it must be the subset of the determinant. Okay. The next thing is what? When we take the intersection of determinant and dependent, it must never be an empty set. Clear guys? Okay. Next sheet, non-trivial functional dependency. Now this is what the non-trivial functional dependency. So basically here we say if x goes to y has a non-trivial functional dependency if y is not a subset of x. So make sure when we talk about non-trivial functional dependency, then there is a condition over here, whatever the dependent we are taking, it must not be the subset of your determinant. Y is not a subset of your x. Next thing is what? When we take the intersection of determinant and dependent, it is always null. Okay? It is always null. And when we talk about non-trivial functional dependency, we need to always check whether it is valid or invalid dependency. Okay? We must always check whether the dependency is a valid or invalid dependency. Now let's see the example over here. Here you can see employee ID goes to employee name, right? Employee ID determines employee name, right? So when we see these two sets over here, the determinant and the dependent, then this condition is satisfied. First of all, employee name is not the subset of the employee ID, correct? The first condition is what? It is not the subset of the determinant, right? Second thing is what? When we take the intersection of these two, then we are getting what? We are getting an empty set. We are getting an empty set. Similarly, for the second example also here, employee name determines address. So basically here, address is not the subset of the employee name, and when we take the intersection of these two, determinant and dependent, definitely we are going to get an empty set. So basically here we have seen what is the functional dependency, why actually we need the functional dependency, right? We have seen the concept of functional dependency and we have seen the types of functional dependency. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any doubt, if you like my video, do comment in the comment section so that it can motivate me to make more videos like this. Thank you guys.